Yo, what it do, Fit Click? It's your boy, I think, back with some more info for you. All right, we're gonna pose a challenge, okay? This challenge is gonna consist of compiling a list and removing and replacing items. All right, we're gonna call it physical rehab, okay? And because we're addicted to the lifestyle that we live right now, so we're gonna have to break that habit, all right? And the best way to do that is really identifying what you're doing, what it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis, okay? So we're going to generate two lists. We're going to do our protons and our neutrons. That's activity or lack thereof and consumption, okay? So activity, find out or just jot down what it is you do when you wake up, when you get out of bed, to commuting to work if you have a job, and what you do on that job. Then once you're finished there, all right, what do you do once you leave that job? And then, in between that time and getting into bed. And then when we compile that list, it could be, just want to include everything: relaxing, how much you walk, how much you sit still, you're idle. If you're running, if you're doing anything like that, you want to just, try to compile it to a T. You want to find out what it is I'm doing. If you haven't already, captured that in your head, if you need to write it down, write it down. All right. Me, I know, so I pay attention. So I don't write it down, but I know what I do from day to day. All right. But if it works for you, write it down. Okay. And then when you compile that list, what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, out of these items on here, what generates stress? What's stressful for me? Okay. And then we're going to try to either work around those, or we're going to try to minimize them. Okay, we're going to try to minimize them as much as we can, so we can alleviate some of that unnecessary stress that we allow in our lives. All right. I can tell you one thing that worked for me was just, I guess you can say, spending less time on social media. I just don't spend so much time on social media anymore, and that relieves stress. Also, just being organized, just kind of like having my day planned out for me. I already know what I'm going to cook and things I'm going to wear. And then when I get off work, I already have my workout time plugged in there. So I already kind of know how my day is going to go. So there's not so much chaos and things just bombarding me out of nowhere. So that alleviates some stress as well. All right, so let's try to do that. Then we're going to go to our consumption items. Jot down what you eat. So it's going to be a journal, exercise and a food journal. Jot down what you eat. Breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, okay? And then what you're gonna do when you get that list compiled, and you're gonna read the ingredients. You're gonna go to those items. We're gonna try to get what we eat on a weekly or day-to-day basis. You have basically about 10 dishes maybe that you consume. So write them down and then look at the ingredients that are that those items contain. And then when you read those ingredients and you find out what they do for your cells, or what they do to your cells, either they build them up or destroy them, you got to determine, with these lists compiled, am I benefiting my temple or my shelter or my house or my body? Am I benefiting it, or am I damaging it? All right. And then you're going to basically try to say, okay, now what can I target first? Because we're not going to do it all at once. We're going to chip away at it. So what can I target first to get this thing right, all right, to put me in a better position to be moving towards a healthier lifestyle, okay? So we're going to take one of those items out. We're going to replace it with something positive, all right? So if we're inactive, of course, you want to add some kind of activity. It could just be walking. It could be something simple as walking 5 minutes, okay? But when you walk, you don't want to just go out and walk lethargically. You want to walk with conviction, with a purpose, okay? And do that for 5 minutes if you're not active at all. All right, we want to do something minor, something that's not really stressful for our body, something that we can ease into, because we want to chop this giant down, piece by piece. We don't want to just hit it at, try to take it out at once with one blow, okay? And then as far as eating, just take some, maybe I would recommend you removing sugar. All right, first, starch, bread, white bread, French fries, sugar and oil. I would recommend you doing that first, and not saying that you need to totally dish it, but just remove it. Let's just say 3 days a week, I will refrain from eating fried foods or Debbie cakes or whatever, or cake, period. I will refrain from eating that 3 days a week if I'm not already doing that. Sodas. remove sodas, replace with water. All right, replace some of your candy and things with fruits and vegetables. And let's just challenge ourselves to do this for a week, maybe 2 weeks or a month. And then at the end of that period, see how you feel, okay? And then we can move on to bigger and better things, all right, in the future. But let's do that for right now. In this post, you'll see where with this post that I'm putting up, next to it will be a picture or a diagram that you can refer to as far as the items that you can use or remove, okay, or you can implement and remove. So go ahead and do that. Challenge yourself for a week or 2 or a month, all right, and then see how you feel at the end of that period. And let me know if you have any comments. Just drop them in the comment section. Holla at your boy.